Hi, I'm Bert Kinister, and these are recipes for pool hustlers. If you have been playing pool all of your life, that is the hardest thing anyone can do in the world. These recipes are called for hustlers because they're deceptively easy and they're absolutely delicious. I have found myself at other people's homes partaking of their hospitality across the world, and I've always liked to contribute something back. If you can cook them a good meal or make them some good food, they will really appreciate it. One thing to remember, if you're in the Latin world, wherever you are, you ask permission of whoever's in charge of the kitchen. But if you're in the Latin world, don't tell a Latin woman that your guacamole or your chicken enchiladas are the best in the world, because believe me, hers are. And never ever do anything in her kitchen without her permission, because that is her kitchen, believe me. Okay, this is going to be hustler guacamole. What we need, we've got everything here. We need avocados, jalapenos, lime, white onion. White onion is important because the yellow onion, you get different, it could be strong, it could be, white onion's the most consistent. Purple can be strong and not. We want Roma tomatoes. I'll show you everything. A cucumber, avocados, salt and pepper. You need a knife, a fork, and a spoon. That's it. A couple of bowls. If you have one of these to squeeze the citrus, this one cost me $1 at the second-hand shop. If you don't, I'll show you how to use a fork. Let's take a look at the veggies. I'll show you what to do with them one at a time. We're going to use an avocado. There are small ones and large ones. In this dish, we are going to use, I'm going to show you how to make it a meal, how to make it an appetizer, how to make it for summer, how to make it for fall. Large avocado, small avocado. If you go to the Mexican store, I have bought 11 of the small ones for $1 in the last year. A large one should feed 3 with everything else we're going to put in it as an appetizer. We're going to put shrimp and whatever. You're going to need a jalapeno, white onion, Roma tomato. These big slicing tomatoes, no, because we're going to throw a lot of the tomato away. You want to leave this out. You do not want to refrigerate the tomato or the onion to get mushy in there. You only put them in the refrigerator if you are not going to use them immediately, or if they have been cut. The white onion you keep out also, but the cucumber you keep in the refrigerator. If you don't want to use a jalapeno because you don't always know what you're going to get, you can use a red, yellow, or orange sweet pepper, or you can use a green sweet pepper too. A jalapeno is just a hot sweet pepper. Okay, we've got the knife, we've got it. First thing you're going to want to do is cut the avocado. The big one is a little hard, so we're going to use a small one today. You know they're ripe when they are soft. You can take the corner out, you can take the top out, and you can see if they are ripe or not. I use paper plates to cut, like for cutting boards, because it's easy cleanup. I throw them away. It's over quick. You go through the middle of the avocado. Just roll the avocado in a knife. I've had this knife almost 30 years. It's super sharp. If you're not used to knives, be careful. Now you're going to want to get the seed out of there. Never put the knife in it the long way. Take it the wide way, put the knife, just give it a little sip, and the seed comes right out of there, and you put your gun, whoops, there it goes, all right, it's not Martha Stewart. The seed's on the ground, we will get it later. You take your spoon, you spoon the avocado, get it all, it's a shame to waste anything. A little piece of darker, I don't want that. You have a plate over here for the garbage. They don't show you that on the cooking channel. Somebody's got to clean it all up and set it all up. Hands are clean. Once you have it in the bowl, you take your fork. Even if it's a little hard, this will all work. You cut it up because you're going to smash it later. The next thing you do is you use your lime. If you're going to use a lime, you've got to roll it first. Put all your weight on this. I mean, really. Because you want to get all the juice you can out of it. This is a pretty big lime. So half of this, I usually, they're smaller than this. Half for a small avocado, a whole one for a whole, this is a big lime, maybe only a half. You take and you cut your lime in half after you've rolled it. This thing for a quarter is a godsend. The state's attorney in Chicago, old state's attorney, Johnny Longtime, went into private practice. They called him Johnny Longtime because he was always prepared to go to trial immediately. And if he didn't win, he went away for a long time. Hey, salute to my buddy John Armolino in Chicago. He's playing straight pool with the big boys this year. Okay, now, you pour the lime juice in with the avocado. I use kosher salt. You use less than this. You want a perfect, and you'll have to try this a few times, but you want a perfect blend, balance of lime and salt, just like a shot of tequila. I like pepper. I get the coarse ground pepper. You can use any kind of pepper, but I use more of it than most people would. Because I like it. I want a kick in my life. Now you take a fork, you cut all this up, you smash it together. Kind of gets the consistency of mashed potatoes. There are some women I know that use a spoon and say it's sacrilegious to use a fork. I've had a lot better luck with a fork. You've got the consistency of mashed potatoes, and it is beautiful. Next, we're going to cut up the hard vegetables. To me, that is the jalapeno or one of these other peppers. You don't know what you're getting with the jalapeno. If you are used to using a sharp knife, you can cut the onion this way. If you're not, you want to cut it this way so you don't slice your hands. And a little blood in there is just a little protein supplement for everyone. You want the knife to do the work. You take a slice. If you cut it the other way, you don't need a slice. You take a slice, it's got the skin on it. Now you take the skin off. What remains? I like a crunchy guacamole, but I slice the onion pretty thin. When you're doing this, the knife needs to be slanted away from your fingers. These guys on TV do it with the knuckles. I have never done that. A little bit away from the fingers. It's just like a pool stroke, one continuous motion. If you have your thumb in a way, you'll lose some of your thumb with one continuous motion. Now, you turn the plate. It's already pretty well sliced. As long as it is one continuous motion, it just comes apart like that. Nice chunky little suckers. Okay, the jalapeno, this is important. You don't know how hot this is going to be. The closer you get to the stem, the hotter it's going to be. Taste this. Oh, this is pretty sweet. Same thing, away from your thumb. Away. Away. You're not going to use this whole jalapeno. Well, it's not very hot at all. It's like a sweet jalapeno. They've got so many varieties now that there's no way to tell. But do remember, now you're touching this with your hands. It will stay on your hands for a long time. If you put these in you scratch your eyes, you won't play pool tonight. Again, a little bit away from your body, one continuous motion. If you're not used to using a knife, don't pretend that you are. As soon as you cut yourself, you'll get out of the kitchen. If you've been playing pool as long as I have, you have come to expect the very best of everything for yourself. And I do. I want the best food, the best life. I do everything I can because I've worked really hard to be where I am, you know. Got the apron on. I win a lot of chili cook-offs. I make more money with the chili. I make more money cooking than I do playing pool now. Right now. I've got both of these cubes. Now you take the onions and the peppers and you put it in with the mashed up guacamole and lime and salt. You should have tasted it already. The kosher salt, you don't have to use kosher salt. It is saltier than the other salts. You got your onion and your pepper. You mix this all up. Now you're ready for your tomato. The tomato goes in last, unless you're going to add, we are going to add cucumber today, but the tomato goes in last. We use Roma because we cut the sides off of the Roma. You do not want the middle. This is a small one. We're going to say that you never want the middle. Long cuts like we were talking about. If you've got a straight stroke, this shouldn't be too hard. If you don't have a straight stroke, if you've got a timing dependent stroke and you swoosh through one of these things like you know what you're doing, you're not even going to feel it if you have a sharp knife. You're just going to look down. It's going to look like Jaws, man. It's going to flow. See what I'm doing? A little crosshatch. Let the knife work a little bit. I'm used to it, so a little bit away from your body. There you go. You put this into the guacamole or into the avocado. It's not guacamole yet. Last thing you do, because you don't want the tomato in there when you're squishing everything around. You want it to remain whole and firm. Now, this is done. As an appetizer, all you really have to do is add chips. It's better than you get in any restaurant. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to turn this into meal or how to turn it into summer guacamole. Nice. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good, sport fans. When it's summer outside, you're going to want your guests or wherever you are or yourself. As a pool player, if you play, you deserve the absolutely best of everything. Sometimes the only way you can get it is to do it for yourself. Cucumbers are cheap. You put it in this and it tastes like summer. You're not going to use the whole cucumber. You could use a knife, but you need to peel the cucumber. When you put this away, you don't put aluminum foil on vegetables. You put it on cheese or meat. You put this with a little plastic bag around the end, and the next time you come, you cut the first ring off, and you could use a cucumber for a long time. This all gets thrown away. You slice the cucumber away from your body, away, 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 away. Cucumber goes with the veggies you're going to save. It gets better. I'm going to listen to a little Coltrane later. There's no artificial ingredients in this. It is 100% without too many chemicals. I don't know how many of you know this. When you see these little signs on a vegetable, they have 4 numbers, 5 numbers, or 6 numbers. 4 numbers means there are pesticides in there. 5 numbers means it is organically grown, which is better. But 6 numbers means it is absolutely organic and you can't afford it. Bet you didn't know that. At my age, I've been eating pesticides so long, a few more might do me some good. Okay, now I've got the cucumber in cubes, in it goes. We mix it all up. Now, this is summer guacamole. That cucumber in there is going to make it absolutely cooler. It's going to be great with a couple of chips and a little wine or martini out on the deck by the pool. You know, I belong to a country club. This works great at the pool. Skeeter got me. I belong to a country club a couple of blocks away from here. Just like it is with cucumber in it in the summer, about 4 or 5 o'clock, I go down to the country club with a big bowl of this, chips, and I hang around by the pool and I talk to the rich widows in the neighborhood. I have a lot of fun over there, I really do. To turn this into a meal, we're going to use barbecued shrimp. I'll show you how to make the barbecued shrimp another time. You always barbecue shrimp, unless you always cook shrimp in the shell. It's much more flavorful. I'm going to take these out of the shell now, and then I'm going to add them to the guacamole, and that's a salad that is a meal with or without chips. Super healthy. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. I made a whole lot of shrimp. I've got extra shrimp on purpose. There are people around here that eat them. If you bring the guacamole down to the country club by the pool, you can put the shrimp in, or you can have the shrimp extra. You make a barbecued shrimp cocktail and you just put it out there for everybody, and all of a sudden you are the hit. This will make you the hit. Let me show you how to add the shrimp, and it's time to enjoy. Well, we got extra shrimp, and that's good, because there goes one right now. They are good. Now, you might want to just put them in whole, depends on your preference. I slice them into 3. Again, away, just a little bit away. Clean strokes. I always use an extremely sharp knife. If you're not used to a knife, this is more than enough shrimp for this small avocado. That shrimp's good. You can throw, you know, if you make a lot of this, you can throw a little smaller shrimp than this in there. Just mix that all up. Right there, just the way it is you do what I just showed you, and you can get your money back. Call 555, Bert's not here. It'll be the best guacamole, shrimp salad, whatever summer salad that you've ever had. There's only one more thing to do here. It's time to add the chips. I go out of my way in Dallas, they're not in all parts of the country, to find El Milagro in the paper bag. It's in a plastic bag too. Those are thin chips. These in the paper bag are thicker chips. If you have a big bowl, I've done this for 30 people, you want the thicker chips. You want to surround it. You can imagine how to do that. But these thick, delicious chips, when more than one person is dipping in the bowl, they don't break. They don't leave a mess in the bowl, like most chips do. You come to a party and you've got a giant bowl of guacamole and there's little pieces of chip in it all over the place. You don't want that. Now all you do is take it out to the patio, bring it to the pool, serve it to your friends, and enjoy.